balls on this prick.
You bet. Balls on this prick. It's kind of funny when you think about it. Welcome to the live lineup, boys and girls, where you get, look at this lineup, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Stephen Crowder, Tim Pool, Andrew Wilson, Russell Brand, and more from, again, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. right there on Rumble for free. I mean, you can't do better than that on the internet unless you want to go look at a cat getting kicked in the face. That can be fun, too. Anyways, today I'll be talking about, to me, the biggest story in the history of politics. The CIA has confirmed that the Russia hoax was just that, a Russian hoax. And now I know the left is going to go, oh, we already knew all this. No. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. First of all, you've been denying it. And then the right knew about it. Now it's confirmed in writing with all kinds of stuff. And the scumbag Comey and Brennan was at the top of it. And so, people make fun of Fox News and shit, but they were right on that. They're right on, and you guys keep comparing it to CNN and everything. I'm just saying. I mean, be skeptical about all corporate media. I get that. But I'm just saying, don't ever compare the two. I don't know why why am I fucking barking for them? I don't know. And what else? Trump gets another big win, as usual. And our favorite communist Muslim, Zohran, he's talking caca, and Trump sort of answered him. And somebody's doing a great Marco Rubio impersonation. It's not me or Daryl Hammond. So that's all coming your way. Red Sox have scored 8. I don't know why I start with this, folks. I just have to. I go back to what I do the night before at the top of the show, and it's pretty much nothing, as you can see. Made sausage and peppers. You guys know how to do that. Sox have scored 86 runs in the last 10 games. That's 8.5 runs a game, almost. And have scored 10 or more runs in the last 5 games. And these are a bunch of rookies. I mean, really good rookies. And it's frightening. I'm telling you, when they get this shit. Alex Bregman's coming back like next week. They're putting up runs like the New England Patriots did with Brady was there. Those were touchdowns, Nick. Oh, I don't care. I'm gay and it doesn't matter. I don't know sports. I like soccer. I know that's a good one. Anyways, yeah, so very proud of my Sox. Trade deadline's coming up the end of the month. I got a feeling, and I'd hate to say this because he hit the longest home run. I told you 2 nights ago, Gonzalez hit the longest home run this year, right? 454 feet. Was it 454? Yeah. Jaron Duran hit 460, 400 and... Nick, wake up. Smell the coffee. 466 last night? I don't know who they're going to, because they're talking about Duran, Traven Duran, and I don't know. This guy steals bases, and he's a little inconsistent at the plate, but whatever. You guys don't give a fuck. Let's talk about the Milwaukee Brewers. What else did I do? My wife's got a woman staying at the house who I met in L.A. She was 18. She now has kids that are 20 and 22. Bulgarian. Why am I bringing that up? I don't know. Fuck, I don't get company much. Nobody likes us. Dallas comes over, but he comes over, drinks my beer, and we shoot a bitch in kitchen, and he's out of there. Look, he can't even laugh at that. It's like a soft laugh. Anything a little personal. Come on, you're the fucking... Did you hear him? No, that's not true. Nick, I have a tremendous sense of humor. All right, I guess. I don't know. Again, I don't live much of a fucking life. Let's get to it. And this one just came in. At least I saw it this morning. Probably came in overnight. But hang them all. Who wrote that headline? I did. Why is that? Well, you find out. Relax. Put your pants back on, Buffy. Hang them all. Nick, who are you referring to? In a blockbuster report, the CIA, the real CIA, under Trump, has belatedly, and that should be underlined, belatedly exposed the rank corruption among top intelligence officials who connived to frame President Donald Trump and drive him from office during his first term. Okay? And like I said, I know people are going to go, well, this is old. No. It's not news until it's confirmed. Their pernicious lie was that Trump colluded with Russia to rig the 2016 presidential election in his favor. The principal piece of so-called evidence was a document known infamously as the Steele dossier, which I pointed out to my good friend Joe Rogan. Now, this was years ago, in Trump's first term. And again, I don't blame Joe. I think his producer's some type of left-wing crumb bum. But neither way, I haven't been back on the show since. And again, I'll put a caveat in there. I can't remember if I went back after that show or not, because I did it 3 or 4 times in a short span. But I don't think so. Anyways, regardless, they were arguing with me. Remember going, what are you talking about? Here it is. Maybe he'll report on it now that he's woken up politically. It was secretly financed by Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign and Democrats. Who else? Fucking criminal organization. And conceived by a foreign agent with a checkered past in espionage and then brokered to salacious collaborators at the FBI, CIA, the Department of Justice, and Trump-hating media. Don't forget senators and congressmen. Don't forget them. If I don't see, who's the guy we hate with the pencil neck? Adam Schiff, John Brennan, Hillary, they should be hanging from their ankles in a bridge. San Francisco, a real famous one, just like the cartel does to their enemies. That's what I want to see. If these fuckers, again, aren't charged with anything, this means shit. It means shit. What good are rules or laws with no consequences? Because if you and I cheat on our taxes, $12, they'll be up your ass. The dossier was garbage, of course. The FBI largely debunked it before Trump was even sworn in and fired its author, Christopher Steele, for lying as a confidential human source. But the Bureau concealed those inconvenient facts under then director, who was it? James, I forgot his last name, yeah.
I suck cock.
That's it.
And I love it. Yummy, 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 yummy.
James, I suck cock. Call me. There he is, another guy who should, firing squad, and deftly exploited the document as a cudgel to bludgeon the newly elected president. Comey was aided, and again, why should CNN, MSNBC, ABC, why should they exist anymore? You should all, because that's the only thing about the First Amendment. And they're the ones saying we got to have some type of mechanism because the right puts out disinformation. Suck it. Swallow it whole. Comey was aided and abetted by others in the intelligence community, including CIA Director John Brennan. Look at him. That's him getting a blowjob right in the middle of it. And Director of National Intelligence Jimmy Clapper. Look at the skull on this guy, filled with nothing but dog shit and SpaghettiOs. This malignant force of unelected douchebags plotted to smear Trump with what is surely the dirtiest trick in political history. And that's no bullshit. That's not a hyperbole, in my opinion. Recently, current CIA Director John Ratcliffe declassified and released an internal agency review of the machinations that helped fuel the Russia hoax. In a statement posted on social media, Ratcliffe stated, and I quote, "All the world can now see the truth. Brennan, Clapper, and Comey manipulated intelligence and silenced career professionals all to get Trump. They didn't give a fuck about you, the voters, or anybody. Okay? And remember we had the thing signed with the 51 people that used to work in intelligence. Remember all that shit? And then they went on to lie about Hunter's laptop and shit. They should all be in fucking jail. Citing previously hidden records, the review concluded that Brennan, there he is, now he's getting a hand job, in particular pushed for the phony dossier to be included in the intelligence community assessment to catalyze a false narrative against Trump. Remember they had to lie when they went to the judge to get the, all that shit. I sound like Bob Uecker, all that fucking shit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Norm Macdonald on Letterman talking about Bob Euchre talking to Norm about Norm was at a baseball game in the booth with him, and the guy from CCR was there, or whoever. No, Fogarty was there. Just Google that. I don't have time to talk. Anyways, all the experts in Russia objected to what Brennan wanted to do, but they were sidelined and they were silenced. The CIA's deputy director for analysis warned Brennan in writing that including the discredited dossier in any capacity jeopardized, in quote, the credibility of the entire paper. Brennan didn't care. Madman with power. Okay, so it's official. Half the world owes Trump an apology. I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure Rachel Maddow started texting the minute this came out. Said, I'm sorry. So let me ask you people, again, I'm asking people that aren't watching the show because you guys watch me because we think alike politically. But if you have any liberal douchebag friends in your family or whatever, just go, what do you get to say now? Why would you ever put on CNN, not that we didn't know this already as far as the media goes, why would you ever put on CNN again? MSNBC, ABC, CBS. They only ignored what you wanted, the will of the people, and tried to frame this fucking guy. This makes Trump the greatest president in the... You got this, I just pointed out, right? Well, he was in there his first term, them doing all this shit to him. Not to mention Obama spying on him when he was transitioning into the fucking White House. All that crap. Then you get all the shit this time when he ran. They were trying to put him in jail for phony charges. He cleared that hurdle. Then he got shot in the face, and he still won in a landslide. So if anybody doesn't think, and he might get a Nobel Peace Prize, if this motherfucker, I'd remove Washington and put his fucking face up there if there's a limited rock space.
I think Trump can afford the real estate.
That's true. You know what he'll do? You're right. He'll have, you know what he's going to do, Trump? If they don't put him on, he'll build his own right above those guys. Jesus, have a cup of coffee, Nick. Look at this. What the fuck? Looks like I'm playing in the overtime in the old Boston Garden, 1976, in August, sweating like B.B. King after a Snickers bar. What? The fuck? What did you say? Sugarfoot. Oh, I know. Tracy Morgan. You got Sugarfoot. Some people are so goddamn funny. So, yeah, that went to the top of the line today because I had all the stories written. And I just can't wait to see how they spin. Oh, you know what they'll do instead? They'll lie about something else. Oh, the Epstein file's not coming out. Because during Trump's hour-and-a-half meeting on camera with the press yesterday, somebody asked him about it, and I think he said, we're not, whatever. Anyway, so I'm sure they will be harping on that today. Right? Regardless, and Hillary, I guarantee that fat, fuck, thick-ankle dog face is sitting home eating bonbons, going, they're never going to get me. Same with Brennan. I am so, again, these people are in their 70s most. I don't care. I want to see him in prison. All right, let's move on. Enjoy your shithole. What kind of headline is that? Enjoy your shithole. There's a family. I don't know where they were from. It was just a clip I saw on the internet. I'd have to go, if I had to go out on a limb, I'd say California, but I wasn't ready to do that, or I would have put it in the, West Coast stupid. But there's a family, a nice all-American family. I hope I see them on the ID network someday. But they're a nice family with the kids and shit, and they're all excited. They just got their, what was it? Citizenship? Permanent residence, whatever that is. It's written on probably a fucking milk carton. It's fucking Mexico, like they keep records. Third world shithole. They didn't have beaches. Would you go there? Even now, you go to a beach and all of a sudden a head rolls by you. But here's a nice American family, all excited. They've already got the kids brainwashed, all excited because they made the big jump.
We are officially residentes permanentes of Mexico.
Mexico!
Permanent residents. Woo!
Enjoy your diarrhea.
What's Spanish for beta male?
Abe, say they. Baba. Puto. That's what that fucker is. Enjoy Mexico. They think they're going to have a great time. Fast forward in 6 months, I hope I see this. Oh, there they are. There they are. They didn't know. They went downtown to get a pound of cheese and for the wife to have an ass lift. And they stumbled into the wrong neighborhood. And there they are. Look, they spray painted their faces. But there's there's 5 of them. Oh, they added to the family. There's 6. I want to see Brennan and Hillary and Adam Schiff and Pelosi and Schumer. I would like to see them on the San Francisco Bridge in that form. Is that wrong? Well, if it is, suck a bag of leaves. Look, we're moving to a shithole. I hope you follow up on that story after the 3rd time they have diarrhea in a week. And the daughter, let's follow up on a year where the daughter brings home, somebody from the Sinaloa cartel. Look it's my new friend, Jose. And the wife dies from acupuncture. Let's hope that happens.
Bye-bye.
That's right. Adios. Adios. Broke on that. Anyways, let's move on. Another Trump W. Please come to Boston, she said no. The Supreme Court on Tuesday, that was yesterday, they backed President Donald Trump's effort to carry out mass firings and reorganizations at federal agencies. Good. I'm driving around in my new car, Caddy SUV, pre-owned, don't get the wrong idea, waiting for my fucking plates. You know how when you trade in a car, you keep your old plates and they'll take care of the DMV shit. And, my temporary plate expires in 2 days. And, of course, I had my secretary call the DMV and call the dealership. The dealership's in South Carolina, blah, blah, blah. And usually, they could call the DMV themselves and take care of it. But now they have to write me a letter. There was like 8 options that I couldn't do. And this, why am I telling you this? Because it's related to cutting down on bureaucracy and horseshit. We've become anesthetized to it. We're just used to it. So I'm a real rebel. I'm driving around in a minivan with, an SUV with illegal plates. So, or they will be soon. But then they agreed to write some type of letter. Yeah, just give me a hall pass. I got to take a shit. What are we in 5th grade? Mother of God, help us. Anything that has to do with the government. I would like to see, after they fire and reorganize, I want 41 people total. Why 41? Oh, it's a good number. Phil Villapiano used to wear that. Linebacker for the Raiders in the 70s. Used to tackle everybody by the neck like this. White Italian guy. That's right. He went to same place, Villanova. Howie Long. Fire and reorganization at federal agencies put on hold a lower court order that had temporarily blocked the president from taking those steps without approval from Congress. Remember, he got it cleared that a couple weeks ago that all these friggin' lower courts can't block his shit. I would think not. He's the commander-in-chief. That's like a CEO, the owner. The decision is the latest in a series. Yeah, but he's a king. I don't give a fuck. Give me a benign dictator. I'd have Mussolini's fucking great-grandson in there running shit. The decision is the latest in a series of significant wins for Trump at the Supreme Court, including an opinion making it more difficile, to challenge executive orders and rulings backing the administration's deportation policies. Isn't it fun to watch them? They got that big, beautiful bill provided another 10,000 ICE agents. And oh, my God. Everybody's signing up. I saw my Auntie Carol, 71. She's out there with a helmet on. She wishes she was 71. And then unsigned, I'm still getting chills. Before I forget this about getting old, this one sent chills up my ass. I'm watching They brought up some athlete's contract. I can't remember if it was football or whatever, but I won't be alive like when he's done with it. I think it was a 40-year deal. So, no, it was, but, you know what I mean? I'm looking, Deb is, or whoever. I was reading about, I don't know, but I'm going, mother of God, will I be around to even see that? And you're like, well, if you don't get to the point of the story, no, you won't. I'm going to fly to Savannah and chop your head off with a fucking spork. In an unsigned order, the High Court said the lower courts had stopped the plans based on the administration's general effort. They didn't get specific enough. The people who were complaining about Trump, reorganize. Can you imagine complaining about cutting down the size of government? That just proves you're a socialist, communist piece of shit. You want somebody to hold your hand your whole fucking life, God. So, yeah, they didn't get specific enough. The Supreme Court said, well, you're just saying you don't like everything he's doing. Rather than specific agency reduction in force, plans that would drastically cut the size of the government workforce. No, let me ask you something, folks. Do you ever think about how the DMV runs? That's been a joke since I was in high school. The Postal Service, they're almost fucking extinct anyways. Amtrak train, all that horse shit. Just think about it. You know, Amtrak's been losing millions and millions since inception. Do you see? So if you're big on government and you're going, well, Nick, yeah, but you're going to need safety nets when you get it. No, I'm not. I'm selling Coke after the show every day, and I'm banking on it. No vote count was released, but guess who dissented? Justice Katangi Brown Jackson sounds like a wide receiver for the Eagles. Look at this ignorant fucking stoop. Got nothing to do with color. Just so happens she's black and retarded. Why is she dressed like she's going to boil somebody in a pot with some other pygmies? What's that fucking necklace? She stole a beaded seat from a cab driver. Fucking idiot. No vote count was released, but Justice Katangi Brown Jackson, a member of the court's liberal wing, of course, she dissented,
You're out of order! You're out of order!
That's her yelling, and then Trump said,
You fucking whore. Yeah, that's it. Go home. Get my dinner ready.
I thought that was a little over the top, Mr. Trump. Proving what I said. She can't be objective. Certain people, segments of the population, shouldn't be on juries. Nick, you're generalizing fucking A right. She can't be objective. Her hate runs so deep for white people, the establishment. And don't forget, Obama appointed this fucking piece of fucking toast. No, that's wrong. Anyways, but federal departments created by law and lower courts have repeatedly held that, this is what she was saying, I think, that the White House can't unilaterally wipe them out or leave them so short-staffed that they cannot carry out their legal responsibilities. Because the government is likely to succeed on its argument, this is the court's ruling, because the government is likely to succeed on its argument that the executive order and memorandum are lawful, we grant the application, the court wrote. But you can't explain it to her. Why didn't I hear what her dissent was? It's probably out there in writing, a bright yellow crayon in purple. Fucking no business being near that court. No business. I heard Clarence Thomas threw a fucking lunch tray at her. Hey. That's you-know-who. Cameo. They always suggest things like Father's Day is coming up. We're in July. What are you fucking talking about? I know how to market myself. Get out of here. Little hockey news. Brad Marchand. Oh, not yet. Not according to my watch. I got a few minutes. Relax. I'm glad you reminded me, though. I would have went right over. Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett have been re-signed by the Florida Panthers. So it looks like they probably, when they signed a whole bunch of guys from last. Why would you? Won 2 cups in a row. I would love to see my boy Brad Marchand get a third ring. Got one with the Bruins. He got one this year. I would love to see him. What do we care, Nick? I don't give a fuck. I don't care about your sports. You think I like highlight? Basketball's the worst. Great sport to play and fun and all that shit. I'm just saying, you people that follow the NBA, which is ESPN, they follow basketball, baseball, and that's it. They cover the WNBA. They put it 5 rungs ahead of the NHL. Such a shit woke. I'm always in a bar looking up at the TV, and it's always like a fucking, Asian woman in her 50s talking to a dyke from USA Today, and then there's a big 400-pound black guy with a beard who played in the NFL, and he's sitting on the lap of a woman with an Indian headdress on, and they're discussing a 3-4 defense. You wonder why you're fucking, and I'll say it again, they don't care about profit. When you don't care about profit and you're putting out that type of shit, that's propaganda. I think I just made up a saying for them, propaganda over profit. Propaganda over pop. Put that on a T-shirt. Let's move on. Trump made a lot of noise yesterday, and so will I. Go to nickdip.com. This is what we wanted to say for my tour dates, okay? Got a bunch coming up in the fall. And when you're there, go to the merchandise page. This is how you support this show. Those hats, I have to sell 400 of those hats to get this shirt at Target. And no, it's not true. We have like 11 Asian kids in their late teens in my basement pushing that shit out. That's LeBron James and his sneakers. But hats, hey, why don't we have towels and shit? I think I just thought of something. Wouldn't you like to wipe your dirty ass with a nice DiPaolo towel in the morning when you get out of the shower? We got to do that. Mike Lindell puts his friggin'... Mike puts the word my in front of anything. My towel. My towel. We got new... He's so funny, isn't he? New slippers. Yeah, you can't get those anywhere. Who the fuck? I could make slippers. Matter of fact, I do.
Hi. Good night, everybody.